Hello students, I am Kirti Bhosle, working as Assistant Professor in N.M. Navle Singhagad College of Engineering, Solapur, in Department of Civil Engineering. I am dealing with the subject Structural Mechanics 3, that is Analysis of Indeterminate Structures. Our today's topic is Stiffness Matrix Method for Frames and Part 1. So the contents are Slope Deflection Equations, Analysis of Non-Sway Frame, Analysis of Sway Frame. So we have actually already discussed about these standard slope deflection equation when other end is fixed or continuous, and this is the second set, modified slope deflection equation when other support is hinged, roller or simple support. So we will go to example 1, non-sway frame. Okay, so how we can identify, what are the identification criteria for identifying the frame as sway or non-sway frame, we will see one by one in this example. So column AB and column CD, height of both these columns is same. Then second is type of supports A and D identical. Then symmetrical loading is there, UDL, and moment of inertia of both the columns is same, though it is different for beam, it is okay. So all the four criteria has been satisfied, therefore given sway is non-sway frame. Now step 1 is to find degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Degrees of freedom 3 for frame into number of joints A, B, C, D 4, and minus support reactions 3 at fixed support A, 3 at fixed support D. So total 6 reactions. So dki is 6. And what are these unknowns? Theta B, theta C, delta Bx, delta Cx, delta By, delta Cy. Okay. So out of that we will neglect delta Bx, delta Cx, delta By, delta Cy. Neglecting axial deformation, we will remain with the degree of kinematic indeterminacy as 2, and the unknowns will be rotation at B and rotation at C, taking clockwise moments as positive. Okay. Now go to step 1. Step 1 is to generate stiffness matrix. Okay. So we have already seen that yes, what our first unknown is theta B and second unknown is theta C. Okay. So theta the corresponding action of theta B is moment at B and corresponding action of theta C is moment at C. Therefore moment at B will be P1 and moment at C will be P2. Okay. So we have to find out first fixed end moments. As there is no loading on column AB and CD, fixed end moments will be 0. Then MFBC due to UDL minus WL square by 12, MFCB again due to UDL clockwise plus WL square by 12. Therefore P matrix we have derived MFBC, that is moment at B and moment at C, P1, P2 minus 120 plus 120. Okay. Then go to step 3, generate stiffness matrix. In that part A, our first redundant is theta B. Corresponding action is moment B. Therefore apply clockwise moment at B to produce theta B equal to 1 and other displacement theta C is equal to 0. Okay. So accordingly in this frame, yes, I have considered part A, B, C. Okay. So applied moment, clockwise moment at B for column AB and at B for column BC. Okay. So this, yes, J is equal to 1. First step is there, A part is therefore J is 1. Okay. Now B is the point of first redundant, therefore I is equal to 1 for B end, and C is point of second redundant, therefore I is equal to 2. Okay. So concentrate on these moments again. Action, yes, S11. Okay. And this will be also S11. Okay. Actually for this frame we have to consider, or we have to nominate this as S11AB and S11BC, but for convenience purpose I am taking this as S11L and S11R. Okay. So here we have got the S11L and S11R, and C is now again fixed support. Therefore this moment will get transferred to carried over half to end C. Therefore this will be S21. We have seen already that at point C I is equal to 2. So therefore we will get value of S11 first. Okay, 4 EI theta by L for span AB plus 4 EI theta by L for span BC. Putting the respective values, you will get value of S11. Okay, and S21, which is half carried over from end B. Therefore half of S11R. Okay, so we have got these two elements of stiffness matrix. Then go to part B. Now our second redundant is theta C. Therefore apply clockwise moment at C to produce theta C equal to 1, and other displacement, of course, theta B is equal to 0. Okay, so again moment at C, yes, and this is being part 2, J is equal to 2. Okay, therefore S22 L, sorry, R and S11 L, and this moment will get transfer half to other end B, and which will be S12. I is 1 at B and I is 2 at C. Okay, so first you will get value of S22. Please read this as S22. 4 EI by L plus 4 EI by L for both the spans. Putting respective value, you will get this value, and then this is again you have to please read this as S12. Okay, S12 is equal to half of S11L. Okay, so now we have derived stiffness matrix. Then go to step 4, use stiffness equation. Okay, so P plus S into R equal to PD. Therefore you will get value of theta B and theta C. Okay, then final moment. To get final moments, we have to first consider we have to see carefully the support conditions in your loading diagram. Okay, so for part AB, A is fixed support, B is continuous support. For BC, continuous support. For CD, continuous support, fixed support. Therefore for all these spans we have to use standard slope deflection equations, and accordingly, yes, MAB is equal to MFAB plus 2 EI by L into 2 theta A plus theta B. A is fixed support, therefore theta A will be 0. Accordingly, on similar lines you can find out MBA, then MBC and MCB, next MCD and MDC. Okay, now you have to transfer these moments on your FBD. Yes, per accordingly, yes, we will go one by one. MAB, just see here, MAB clockwise, plus, and MBA is plus. Okay, both the values are positive. Therefore in FBD you will plot this as clockwise, correct. Then go to part BC. Yes, BC is minus and CB is plus. Therefore anti-clockwise, clockwise. Okay, so go to FBD, anti-clockwise, clockwise, correct. Okay, now go to part CD. CD is minus, so both values are anti-clockwise. Therefore plot on FBD anti-clockwise. Okay, clear. And while drawing bending moment diagram, yes, you have to consider these directions, and hogging minus and sagging plus, and hogging will be plotted, yes, outside the frame, and sagging will be plotted inside the frame. Accordingly, yes, we have first, yes, this is a reference frame, and these we have plotted support moments, final moments, which we have got in last step. Okay, so these are the final moments. Okay, sagging, therefore positive, therefore sagging inside, hogging, and again sagging. Okay, and I have superimposed this bending moment diagram due to UDL, that is external load, and 180 is WL square by 8, and this ordinate is 180 minus 68.57, therefore 111.4. Okay, So this is your bending moment diagram. Okay, clear? Now go to example 2, sway frame. Okay, first identify the type of frame. Try to understand this. Yes, A is fixed support, D fixed support, eccentric, two eccentric point loads, but yes, there is horizontal force at end A, B. Therefore, this frame is sway frame. Okay, and sway will be towards right. Okay, now go to step 1. Find degree of kinematic indeterminacy. Again, degrees of freedom 3 into number of joints 4 minus support reaction 6. You can see, yes, 3 at A, 3 at D. Okay, now yes, what are these 6 unknown? Theta B, theta C, delta Bx, delta Cx, delta By, delta Cy. Okay, so neglecting delta By and delta Cy, but we know that this is sway type of example or frame. Therefore, delta Bx, delta Cx will exist, but we will assume, or it will be naturally over there. Okay, so delta Bx equal to delta Cx and assume this value as only 1, delta. Okay, therefore degree of kinematic indeterminacy will be 3, and which will be delta, that is horizontal displacement, rotation at B and rotation at C. These will be the 3 unknowns. Let us say I will represent this as first coordinate, second coordinate and third coordinate. Okay, now go to step 2. Yes, we have to generate P matrix. Again, let me go to this loading diagram. Okay, now this is our first coordinate, first unknown. Delta is in x direction. Okay, and delta theta in theta at B and theta at C. These are our 3 coordinates. Okay, so therefore P1, what will be the values of P1, P2, P3? Yes, see carefully. Yes, delta is first unknown is delta. Therefore horizontal displacement or horizontal reaction, what will the action? Horizontal load, horizontal force will be P1. Okay, then second redundant is theta B. Therefore moment at B will be P2, and then moment at C will be P3. Okay, so accordingly, yes, P1 is plus 40, P2, yes, fixed end moment due to these 2 eccentric point loads, minus PAB square by L square minus PAB square by L square, that is minus 80, and P3 is moment at support C. Therefore P A square B by L square plus P A square B by L square. Okay, so we have generated P matrix 40 minus 80, 80. Okay, then go to step 3, stiffness matrix. In that part A, first unknown is delta. Okay, therefore and corresponding action to this displacement is horizontal force. Therefore apply force in the direction of first coordinate to produce delta is equal to 1. Okay, so you need to concentrate on these 2 free body diagram of column AB and free body diagram of column CD. Okay, so we will go one by one. Consider first free body diagram of column AB. A is fixed support, so it will remain over there, but B will get distorted to new position and the deflected shape will be as shown in the figure. Okay, so delta is equal to 1. So now just concentrate that, yes, you can see here that this is the case of sinking of support. Okay, this is similar to the case of sinking of support, but here we will say that this is due to sway of frame. Okay, therefore due to sinking of support, yes, moment gets introduced or generated at minus 6CI delta by L square and minus 6CI delta by L square. Okay, so you can see these 2 moments are anti-clockwise moments. Okay, so in order to balance this, or in order to keep this column AB in equilibrium position, this reaction at B and reaction at A shall produce clockwise moment. Therefore take this reaction, consider this reaction R1 as towards right. Okay, and again On similar lines, consider free body diagram of column CD. D is fixed, C being distorted, delta is equal to 1. Due to sway, moments get introduced, minus 6 ci delta by L square, minus 6 ci delta by L square. Therefore, reaction will get produced R2 towards right. Okay. Now, yes. Yes, what is S11? As this is part A, therefore I is equal to 1. Okay. Sorry. J is equal to 1. Okay. J is equal to 1. Therefore, S11 will be R1 plus R2, because our first redundant is delta and horizontal corresponding action is horizontal force. So total horizontal force in this case is R1 plus R2. Therefore, S11 will be equal to R1 plus R2. Therefore, find out first value of R1 by considering column AB. Summation MA equal to 0. So, R1 into 4 positive minus 6 ci delta by L square minus 6 ci delta by L square is equal to 0. Therefore, you will find value of R1. Then consider column CD. Yes, so again summation moment at D equal to 0. Yes, R2 into 4 clockwise minus 6 ci delta by L square minus 6 ci delta by L square. L is same 4, therefore 16. Okay, you will get value of R2. Okay, so now you have got value of S11 as R1 plus R2. Then next, yes, what will be the action regarding or corresponding to second redundant? Second redundant is rotation at B. Therefore, moment at B will be second value and moment at C will be third value, which will be, yes, S21 and S31. Okay, because B is point of second redundant, therefore I is equal to 2, and C is point of third redundant, therefore I is equal to 3. Okay, S21 and S31. So what will be value of S21 and S31? The moment minus 6 ci delta by L square and minus 6 ci delta by L square. So accordingly, yes, you will get these two values. So we have got 3 elements of stiffness matrix. Now go to part B. Our second redundant is theta B. Therefore, apply clockwise moment at B to produce theta B equal to 1 and other displacement theta C is equal to 0. Okay. So now again I have considered this part A, B, C. Okay. Clockwise moment at B, J is equal to 2 as being part 2. Okay. So S22L and S22R, and here, yes, at end C, S moment will be S32. Okay. So these will be the values. Okay. First we will calculate S22 is equal to S22L plus S22R, 4EI by L, 4EI by L. Then S32 equal to half of S22R. S32 is equal to half of S32, S22R, half of S22R. Okay. So till now it is okay. Okay. Now but we have to find out again S12. Okay. So what it will be? Yes, it will be force in horizontal direction. Okay. Therefore, consider, yes, as we have applied, you can see in diagram, as we have applied moment at B, yes, this is 4EI by L. Okay. So this becomes EI. Okay. 4EI by 4, that is EI. And as end A is fixed, it will be carried over half, that is 0.5 EI. Okay. So you can see this these two moments are causing clockwise moments. Therefore, this reaction at B will be towards left, which will cause anti-clockwise moment to get this AB column in equilibrium. Okay. So R3 in left direction. Okay. Therefore, by summation MA equal to 0, you can find out value of R3. Okay. But we have considered delta in positive, delta as positive, which is in right direction. Therefore S12 is equal to, yes, S12 will be equal to minus R3. Okay, minus R3. S12 will be equal to minus R3. Then go to part C. Our third redundant is theta C. Therefore apply clockwise moment at C to produce theta C equal to 1 and other displacement theta B equal to 0. Again, therefore clockwise moment at C, this will get transfer or carried over to B. Okay, so this moment is S22L, S22R. Okay, and this will be S33L and S33R, and this will be S23. Okay, so you will find out value of S33, 4EI by L plus 4EI by L, and S23 equal to half of S33L. So now getting value of S13, yes, again consider this free body diagram of column CD. This moment is applied at C, therefore it is EI, and 0.5 EI will get transferred to end B or carried over to end B, and we have to take reaction at C towards left, R4. Okay, so we have to again write down summation MD equal to 0, and accordingly we have to calculate S4 R4, and R4 is S13 is minus R4 because R4 is towards left, and we have considered delta in right direction. Therefore it is S13 is minus R4. Okay, so in this way we have derived stiffness matrix, all the 9 elements of stiffness matrix. Okay, now go to step 4, stiffness equation. P plus S delta is equal to null matrix, that is PD, and find out value of delta. Yes, it is minus 170. Okay, please read this as minus 170. Then theta B, theta C. Okay, then again end moments, final moments using slope deflection equation. Now here you have to consider, yes, AB for calculating moment AB. Yes, what value will get added? Moment due to sway, which is minus 6 EI delta by L square. You can see 2 EI by L into minus 3 delta by L, so minus 6 EI delta by L square. Okay, so the equation is MFAB plus 2 EI by L to theta A plus theta B minus 3 delta by L. Okay, so putting respective values, A is 0, yes, theta A is 0, A is fixed support. Okay, so you will get this value, and on similar lines for MBA. Okay, so for column you have to consider minus 3 delta by L, that is moment due to sway for column moments only. Okay, then BC is now beam. Okay, so you need not have to consider sway moment. Okay, so standard slope deflection equation you have to use MFBC plus 2EI by L into 2 theta C plus theta D, and accordingly MCB also. Okay, again MCD, again this is column, therefore add this value and find out MCD and MDC. Okay, so now as we have explained earlier, prepare free body diagram by considering the plus as clockwise and minus as anti-clockwise, and plot the bending moment diagram accordingly. Okay, so I will explain this diagram. Yes, first, yes, this is reference line of frame. Okay, sagging, therefore positive, then hogging 92, hogging 28, and this value is again hogging 18. Okay, hogging 18. Therefore, yes, you have drawn this trapezoid. Okay, trapezoid, and this is hogging moment. Okay, so therefore it is all values are minus. Okay, and superimpose on this the bending moment diagram due to external load. Yes, you remember, yes, external load is 60. Okay, so while in equilibrium equation you can get this value as 60 and 60, reaction at A and reaction at B. So this value will be at moment value at this will be 60 into 2, 120, and here also 60 into 2, 120. Okay, so these are these two values. Okay, therefore by superimposing you will get yes trapezoid and on second trapezoid. Okay, now to get these ordinates, yes, what we have to do, we have to first find out these two values on the lower trapezoid. Okay, so how you will find out these values? Yes, consider this trapezoid, and this value is 28 and this value is 92. So what will I do? Yes, I will draw a line here, and this will be point of 0, or say, but it is having 28 value. Okay, and now I will consider the triangular part only. Okay, but this is 28 is considered as 0. Yes, I have drawn here for you. Okay, so this is 28 and I am considering this as base 0. Okay, and here what was remaining? Yes, what was this value? 92. Okay, so 92, this 28 0, and therefore 92 minus 28 is 64. So this is our triangle in consideration. 64, 2, 2, 2. Okay, so this ordinate, let us say y1. So by using property of similar triangles, 64 upon 6 is equal to y1 upon 2. Okay, so accordingly you have found out value of y1, this value. Okay, y1. So this value will be, yes, this ordinate will be 28 plus y1. Okay, 49.33. And then again on similar lines we can find out value of y2. Yes, 64 upon 6 equal to y2 upon 4. Using property of similar triangles, y2 you will get, and this value, yes, this ordinate will be 28 plus y2, that is 70.67, and that I have plotted here 70.67, 49.33. Okay, and then you can find this ordinate as 120 minus this value, 120 minus this value. Okay, so you will get these two ordinates easily. Okay, so this completes the second example. Thank you.